Okay, so I'm Chandler Waller. I'm back for my second interview with Presley Waller. Mr. Waller.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Yes. Okay, so I'm in, as you know, or may not know, I'm interviewing you as a stakeholder in an app for servers swapping shifts to replace Facebook.
Okay.
So with the first question,
You're replacing all of Facebook?
with the goal being that like of replacing Facebook in the shift swapping.
Okay.
Do you think that Buffalo Wild Wings does the shift swapping well?
No, not at all.
Okay, why do you think not?
There's a few reasons. The overarching theme is it's not very official at all. It's like it's like having a group chat with your friends, where it's just like there's no like officiality to it. It's not like if you do something, you're necessarily that accountable for it because when you accept a shift or swap a shift in the Facebook chat, it's not like you're directly agreeing to pick up the shift like it is on like our actual scheduling app, even though the scheduling app doesn't really do the swap shift thing. But either way, something more formal would be a lot better than Facebook. And also, I don't like to have my Facebook notifications on because then I get spammed by family members reposting things. So therefore, when someone comments something that I need to see on the Facebook chat, I don't see it unless I directly check it. You know?
Yeah, of course. So the next question is Facebook a good place for shift swaps? But it seems you've kind of answered that with
No, it is not a good place.
it's not
for
a good
shift
place
swaps.
because of due to notification. Is it safe to say that the why would be additional notifications and it's not official?
Yeah, pretty much. And another reason that I could add on to that is management is not allowed in the group chat, which is okay, but also like it'd be nice to have someone there to moderate it and to like be witness to if someone posts something. Direct witness, at least. I know there's always word of mouth, but direct witness to see like, oh, so and so can't come to work. This person said they're going to show up. So if they don't show up, they can be held accountable, or the management will know that it's not the person who called off's fault. You know?
Yeah, of course. Um, so you as a server are both a stakeholder number one and a stakeholder number two. Stakeholder number one is someone who can log in, post something, give it details, and then stakeholder number two is someone who can. Stakeholder number two is someone who can get on the app without logging in and view items that have been posted.
Yes.
So in this case, stakeholder number one can log in, post shifts. Stakeholder number two cannot log in, but still view the shifts that are posted.
Yes.
Okay. So from stakeholder number one's viewpoint, as in you're going to post a shift,
Yes.
how do you often offer up shifts? How do you offer up shifts? And what information do you normally include?
I just offer. I just say like, hey, I can't come in for blank reason. This is the time of my shift. This is the day. Let me know. Basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Very simple, short and sweet. But just basically give a reason. And then give the day and the time that you won't be there.
Do you other interviewed peoples have mentioned incentives? Do you often?
Oh yeah.
Do you sometimes offer?
Yeah. A lot of people offer money, especially the other person that you interviewed. He often offers money, but a lot of people will offer incentive like money, or not only money, but you can offer to do that person a favor in response. So if one person wants their shift covered, but can cover a shift on a certain day, they might swap shifts. They might offer to do them a favor, so to say, you know.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Swap shifts as well.
Yeah.
Would you like to see any specific features added to a shift swap app? Clarification given to a previous interviewed person was specifically features that were not on Facebook.
Yes. A like kind of a final like this case is closed, like maybe like a confirmation from maybe the manager as well as both of the participants that this is like a done deal. So that way someone doesn't take your shift and then they'll come and be like, oh, sounds good. And then they never show up. And then, you know, they're not directly responsible for that necessarily. But yeah, like a safeguard to where the person who posted the shift and the person who's covering the shift are both covered on their end. You know?
Yeah. Okay. So something like confirmation from
Yes,
management.
and a big one here. This is actually the main thing I'd like to add, which I've always hated that you can't see, is to view other people's schedules or the schedule for that day that you're picking up. So, like, if I wanted Chandler to take my shift, I could look at Chandler's schedule and say, "Oh, Chandler's off Saturday night. I can give my shift to Chandler."
Okay.
So a way to look at other people's schedules and availability and
schedules for that day,
yeah,
as well
schedules
as
for that day.
confirmation from management
Yes.
that person is picking up the shift.
Yeah.
Exactly. Someone else mentioned that a feature Facebook lacks is a filter
Okay.
for shifts. Like if you wanted a shift specifically on Sunday, would you agree that this is a good feature to be added?
Like to filter by day?
Yeah. So like if you specifically wanted a shift the 8th of
Yeah, that'd be
March.
cool. I think it'd be cool to have like a main chat with everything, kind of like not necessarily what we have now, but like a page that shows everything not by day, but everything by when it's posted, and then you can filter by days. That'd be nice to have like a filter feature.
Okay, that would be what would be included was a homepage and then an additional filtering option.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. I like that. And then another, what was I going to say? You said filter, and it gave me actually another idea. Oh yeah, a filter. It'd be kind of interesting to see the app. Now this is like not necessarily like something that I would like love to see, but just more an idea that I think would probably be cool is different genres that you can post, kind of like a social media platform like Reddit, how you can tag things with like you could tag things with shift cover, announcement, or like maybe if you have an idea, like, hey, let's start doing this every night instead of just it all being in one chat. But I don't really know how useful that'd be because there's not really that many posts that aren't regarding shift swapping and shift coverage. So
okay,
but that's just
so tag posts with different almost titles.
Yeah, I think that'd be more work than it's worth though overall. Because I don't know that there's a lot of posts that aren't regarding shift swaps and coverage.
Yeah, so it's mostly shift swaps. So okay. So moving on, this is stakeholder from the second stakeholder's perspective, as you are both. So now answer these questions as if you were picking up shifts.
Okay.
So how often do you pick up shifts?
Like once every couple weeks, I'd say, especially now that I'm bartending.
Once a month-ish? Every like 2 weeks, maybe?
Yeah, probably once every 2 weeks-ish.
Okay. Thanks for that question. Okay, what would you like to see on shifts you pick up? What information is important to you? Oh, that's the next question. What would you like to see on a shift you pick up?
What would you like to see on the shift that I pick up? What do you, like what do I value in, like, what's a good shift to pick up?
Yeah, so the next question, which might be a better question, would be what information is important to you when you are picking up a shift?
The date, the time, especially the time, because you kind of already know if you're picking up a day whether or not you want to pick up that day, because if you're going to pick it up, you already know you want it for the most part. But the time is very valuable to know because then you know how long you're going to be there and how much potential you have to make money on the shift. So if it's like a closing shift, if it's a first cut shift, something you're going to be there all night, something you're not, something you're going to make money on, something you're going to be out quick.
Okay, so also shift position.
Yeah, exactly.
And previous interviewed people have also mentioned incentives again.
Yes.
Is that something you would enjoy seeing?
Yeah. I mean, for the most part,
from the perspective of someone picking up a shift, do you think it is as important to have incentives?
Not necessarily, because I think that if I'm going to pick up a shift, I'm going to probably pick it up. At least for me, I'm going to pick it up no matter what. So if I want to work a Saturday night, like if I wanted to work tonight, I think I would pick it up regardless of if someone put it for $20 or put it for free.
Okay.
But that's just coming from my perspective. But someone who is hunting down the best value per shift, not really knowing what day that they need specifically. Yeah, the money would be nice to know up front as well, and like money would be an important thing to see. Yes.
Okay. So incentives are not necessary, but maybe they could be included
It's a
in
bonus.
case it's
Yeah.
a bonus.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. If they're nice, but not necessarily required, at least for me.
Okay, I got you. So going back a question, and just kind of mixing up this last. Let's just actually take a second to review the previous question, and maybe say anything that would you like to see anything specific on shifts that you're picking up that Facebook doesn't have.
That's a good one. It'd be nice to know if, let's say, you pick up a 4 o'clock, which for perspective, for people who don't work at Buffalo Wild Wings, would be like a first cut shift where you're not there a long time. If maybe some other people called out, and even though you're picking up this 4 o'clock shift, it could be a closing shift, or it could be a late stay shift.
Okay, so exactly what position you're going to work.
Yeah.
And maybe going back to something you mentioned previously, maybe it could be manager confirmed
Yes.
that it is this
Or
specific
you can
thing.
look at the schedule for the day on servers and confirm that there are X amount of servers that are also working. You know?
Okay, so specifically the position of the shift, possibly with manager approval.
Yes.
Or shift approval. Okay, so last question. Do you think it is important? This was a follow-up question added to a previous interviewer's interview. Do you think that it is important that people be capable of posting a reason for swapping their shift?
Is it what?
Is it important that people be capable of posting a reason?
No.
No?
No, because I think that people have free will. And I think that if you want to cover, or if you don't want to work, then like it's no one's business why. Like it's a personal thing, right? Like,
of course, yeah.
It's like we're not in high school or in middle school where like you have to have a doctor's note, right? I mean, like if you're trying to get your shift covered in particular, no one really needs to know why.
Okay.
But I think it is, if you want to get your shift covered, it's probably more likely to happen if you had a reason that was more dire. So if you do have a reason that's more dire, it would be probably beneficial to include it. Do I think it should be required? No.
Okay, so we'll put down not required,
but encouraged.
But optional.
Yeah, especially if you want it covered.
But maybe instead of optional, let's do recommended?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you, Mr. Waller.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
You have a good day.
You too.
Yes. Thank you. Check me on